Thank you all for coming to the February 2nd press conference. There's a few storylines before we get started that I would love to touch on. Number one, this game is the first nationally televised game this season inside Halton Arena. This game will be on ESPNU. Another thing is the Saturday game has been deemed a whiteout. Fans are encouraged to wear white. And with a win, the Niners would have a 8-game winning streak in conference play, which would be the first ever time that that's happened in program history. And then, of course, students, this was set up by the official student section of the 49ers, which is the Gold Mine. They are camping out Friday night and into Saturday morning in anticipation for the game. So there's a lot of big things happening, as well as alumni reunion weekend as well. Coach, would you like to open up with any statements?
I mean, obviously we're very excited for the game, but it is, another game, another conference game. And we've definitely tried to talk about, staying focused and detailed to what we have been doing and continue to find ways to grow and keep getting better, because, we want to be playing our best basketball at the right time. But, yeah, it should be a fun game tomorrow, and obviously playing against East Carolina as an in-state rival, be the first time since we've been here that we have kind of an in-state rival that we can go to battle with each year, and, really looking forward to that.
Coach and Igor, can you just talk to the atmosphere that's been here inside Halton Arena? The crowds are, getting bigger, larger and larger each game. It's got to give y'all a little bit of fuel on the sidelines and even on the court, just each and every game.
We notice it. We on the court when we play. We notice it every game, every win. Brings more people in, and we definitely hear it, see it, and we try to embrace it and try to give back to what they're giving us as in return for their cheers. We try to play good and to win games. So, yeah, we definitely notice it, and we're definitely excited for the game tomorrow, which is going to bring a lot of fans into the arena.
Yeah, and I think just on that, this isn't just happened this year. Like, this has been growing and building since we've been here, and we've played fairly well here at home. But a lot of credit's got to go to the guys. I think the biggest appreciation is not the wins and losses. I think the biggest appreciation is the effort and the fight and the competitive spirit, and that's what I'm most proud of. Is that I think if you do that stuff really well over a long period of time, you get some good things go your way, and and obviously that's the challenge that we'll face again tomorrow, is just that ability to go fight against a really good team. They play very hard, they're very aggressive, they're very physical, they coached really, really well, and they've been super competitive on the road and at home, and just haven't quite got across the line in a couple of games, and they obviously lost a massive heartbreaker when they lost to North Texas on that full court buzzer beater, and they're very good, just like every team in the league.
Coach, for both of you guys, I was looking at the results. You were 1-4 during that stretch before the win streak. What is it that clicked with you guys in this win streak, and what did you correct? After that little spurt you had?
Yeah, our non-conference schedule was challenging for sure. We played against some very good teams, and but I think you've got to go through some hard growth times and some frustration and some learnings from just not getting across the line with some things. We were very disappointed in some games that we just didn't play well, but you have to go through those as a team. You have to get exposed. You have to get found out individually. You have to get found out collectively. Your coaching staff gets found out on some things that we're not addressing well enough at that point, and we all learn, we all grow, and through that patch there, we were doing that, and But I said it to the guys yesterday. Our first conference game at SMU, like we got taught a big lesson in that game. Just how physical and competitive and relentless you have to be. Because we got our butts kicked in that first half down there. I mean, got absolutely dominated, and we challenged each other at halftime and came out and really lifted a lot in that space. And I think that's actually what kind of kick-started us on a little bit, and understood that we think we've been working hard and playing hard and being physical. Well, that was a lesson. That was a lesson to everybody, which was a great learning moment.
Same question for you, Igor. I mean, when did you kind of realize, or when did it click for you guys as players? And then the second question is a follow-up. You've been playing really, really well lately. When did the game slow down for you? When did that moment happen?
I mean, like the coach said, every game is a lesson for us, and those losses that we had before the conference play, maybe we wouldn't come back from these 20-point deficits like we did in last 4 games against Rice and UAB. Yeah. Maybe we wouldn't come back if it wasn't for them losses that we suffered before the conference play. So yeah, we definitely learned from our mistakes, and we needed time to figure it out. And I'm glad it clicked at the moment when we got into conference play at, let's say, the halftime of SMU game. The second question, I mean, the game has been slowing down for me ever since I got here. First Coach Sanchez was trying to embrace it now, and Coach Fern, obviously, as assistant at the time. And for sure, the national team experience also helped a lot. Being with older guys, they showed me how it's done and how I'm supposed to play. But yeah, ever since I came here in August, Coach Fern's been embracing it, and he's been telling me to slow down and just see the bigger picture, and that's what I've been trying to do. That's the main thing that I had to improve from last year to this year, and I think that I've done a pretty solid job so far. Of course, there's a lot to go from here, but yeah, definitely improved on that, and it's been a process, man. It's not like it just clicked at one day, and it's been going day by day, a little by a little.
One more follow-up. Just as a player, when you're walking around campus right now and you're hearing about the students camping out and going to Fernville and all that kind of stuff, this is one of those moments. I mean, how do you feel about, playing one of these games, national television? This is one of those moments. I
mean, it's good, but I personally try not to get too high on that feeling, because, one loss and it can all go away. So I try to keep my composure and stay focused on the task that we're given and win the game. So, I try to silence it out, but sometimes, of course, it's exciting when I hear about it with, people in class or people in campus just, stopping me and telling me that they're going to be at the game. I'm like, yeah, good, great, amazing. But, yeah, I try to get not too hype and just focus on basketball and focus on what we got to do on Saturday.
Both of you guys have kind of already hit on it a little bit, but when I talked with Lakai after the FAU game, he said one thing that he's noticed is just the chemistry in the team's gotten so much better, and you've rattled off, 4 or 5 straight wins after that. So just, for Coach, from your vantage point, watching your team out on the court, do you see that chemistry, that bond having grown from where it was before the conference play started to now, and then Igor out on the court? Just what's the chemistry like with the guys?
Yeah, it's definitely growing, and it's stuff you have to work through too. We have a lot of, we talk about that stuff a lot. We actually met the night before down at SMU and knew we needed to start demonstrating some behaviors that were better than what we were doing at the time. Because we all do things, as I say, we've got to start, stop, keep doing, and we do talk a lot about, well, how do we want to be seen? Because people are watching, and they don't know you, but they can see you, and how you behave in those moments off the court, in public, on the floor, after games, so on and so forth, pre-game. We talk about that stuff a lot. So, but it just, and this is, it just doesn't happen like Igor was talking about. It's not like we just, or himself just, he woke up one morning and the game slowed down tremendously for him. It takes time to build culture and role definition and role clarity and who do we need to get the ball to at the right times and so on and so forth and just figuring each other out. Like it just takes time. And so the non-conference put us in situations where we got exposed, like I said earlier, and people got exposed. We all did. And we knew we needed to be better in certain areas and keep working really hard on some stuff that we're doing well. So yeah, we've just kind of got to this point. Now the challenge is obviously to keep it, right? And that's even harder to do. And staying really laser focused on what we got to do, because we're going to play against some really good teams. And as you get to the pointy end of the season, people get very desperate. Teams get desperate, because it is coming to an end, and you're positioning yourself for postseason play, and we're all doing that every day. And so yeah, we've got some massive challenges ahead of us because we are still fairly new to each other, and we'll just keep working it every day.
Coach, you.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, off the court we're always together. The chemistry is always there. On the court we had some arguments, let's say. After the losses in the non-conference play, we got mad at each other and we figured it out. We had grown people conversations with each other, and I feel like that really helped. And now we see how it helped us in the long run. We definitely know what's going on better on the court now, and we're not panicking as much as we did back in the, let's say, Stetson. On the road, and yeah, it's definitely you can see it. Like in the end of games, we can close them out, and we're not scared of who's gonna take the free throws or who's gonna be on the court, and we're not scared anymore. It's just bad things happen in non-conference, and we took our lessons and figured out the way to finish games in conference play.
Bigger picture than just the crowd size or the noise in Halton Arena is enthusiasm for the program. And you've seen it perhaps online, and you've seen it in the masses rallying. That is a mark of success. And I know you have to block out the external factors, but can you appreciate that? Can you appreciate the masses rallying around your team?
Yeah, I mean, the wins and losses are obviously the final evaluation for your program, but I think, and I said this earlier, that the biggest appreciation I feel that the guys get is the way they play, how competitive and physical and fight really hard. I talk to them all about, I never ever want to question their effort, regardless of the outcome of the game. We're up 20, down 20, or anything in between. I want to be able to walk back in the locker room and I want them to be very proud of how hard they perform on the floor and evaluate that. Now, the execution of a scout or a system or the execution of a play or any of that, well, we can go back and evaluate that and we'll address that. But we don't want to be sitting here in team meetings going, well, we just don't work hard enough, right? And I truly do believe that this crowd has really appreciated that, and I'm really proud of the guys for that. Obviously, we try and drive it; they have to go execute it, right? And just seeing them individually grow and understand how hard they got to work every day to have that, we're very appreciative and excited for the enthusiasm of what we're doing. It's awesome. I mean, it's an experience, and I talk about it all the time. I want the students to have an unbelievable experience. I want the community to be proud of the program and how hard we play and compete and enjoy that, because I don't think you have any success in life if you just don't work. You just got to work hard. You just got to get down and dirty and get after it. I don't care what job you do, and take a lot of pride in that, and love what you do. And yes, it's very tough. Like it's tough for these guys to go out every day and work really hard, and put my foot up their ass to get them to work hard every day, and I hold them accountable to the system and our culture and behaviors every day, and that becomes very mentally taxing. But when the season's over, then they can relax, right? But right now, you can't. There's an expectation to perform. There's a responsibility to perform every day, and if you do that stuff, then you'll do good things in your life. And right now we're in a good place. As I said earlier, the challenge is to continue to do it, and it's very, very hard. Winning's very hard. I think losing's easy in anything you do. It's easy just to quit and be lazy. If you want to be really successful, you've got to work hard. And I'm happy that we're able to do that right now. Obviously, the challenge is to continue to do it, but to have the enthusiasm and energy in the building it's awesome. I mean, it's as I said, it'll be an experience that they'll be able to reflect back on and be part of something that we've been able to grow. And a lot of the past players that have been part of this program since we've been here, they're part of this. They're part of what we've been able to build, and but the challenge is to continue to build, and so that's the fun part about it.
And just one more for you, Igor, and another big picture one. We talked about the groundwork laid to get to the point where you can overcome some of that adversity. But do you sense a belief, like an undying confidence on the court, even if you are down 15 in a conference game or things aren't going well or people are in foul trouble? Do you sense that among your teammates?
Do I sense what exactly? I mean, we always believe this. Basketball is a game of runs, and we always believe we can win, even with 5 minutes to go. Basketball has seen crazy things happen on the court. Tracy McGrady, 13 points in 33 seconds. So the belief in us never dies. And like I said a few weeks ago before FAU, we're not scared of anybody, and we're gonna fight in every game that we play in. And the belief is always there. And now with the huge fan base behind us, they can really push us to do crazy things like that 20-point deficit game against UAB. So to answer your question, yes, belief is always there to the last second.
Igor, kind of building off of that, as part of that belief, you've got a lot of players on the team that can score anytime. They pick up when others are having off nights. Does that build onto that belief when everyone's playing their role right?
I mean, for sure. Every player is very important for our program and for this team, and we can really count on each other. It's when somebody is not having a great day, we always expect another player to fill in those shoes and pick up where the other guy left off, maybe the other game. We're all with each other. We all trust in each other, and I can give an example of the game 2 games ago. Probably I missed a 3-pointer, and then I didn't take another one, and then the whole bench was like, "What are you doing? You didn't take a shot," and we all believe in you to take that shot. So we always believe in each other, even if somebody's not having the best day. We are all going to be standing like a wall behind them and try to support them.
Coach, there's a lot of talk about the moment with the rivalry, the win streak in Fernville. You seem laser focused. How are you transferring that, unwavering, study of the game to your team?
I mean, I think it's experience. I've been fortunate enough to coach in 2 NBL finals in Australia, and have be in that moment. I mean, it's a massive moment. You're playing for a national championship, and unfortunately haven't won either, right? And there's a lot of energy, and I can still reflect back on being back home in Australia and how much juice and energy is in the city, and just how excited everybody is. And then you get to the game, and the building's just on fire, it's just magic. And trying to stay very in the moment and not get caught up in the outside noise, because it's outside noise is how I try and talk to the guys about it. Like, we have our huddle, and what's important inside our huddle, the stuff outside the huddle is noise, right? And the most important thing is what we're talking about and what we need to execute and how you need to perform and how we need to perform. That stuff's really important. And so I'm just trying to stay in that moment. You know, like, I do not want this to be about me. It's not about me at all. It's about these guys. It's about them going out and performing. I'm just trying to put them in a position to have success, and help them grow for what's going to be ahead for them. Because, you know, hopefully all of them go on and play basketball somewhere around the world. And so they've got a lot of years ahead of them. So I just want to see them grow. That's the joy I get out of coaching, right? Is just seeing them grow, and secondly, trying to get a group of young men or men that I've coached in the past and try and get them all to align into one common goal. It's super hard to do, and but extremely rewarding to do that. And I've been part of teams that have won a regular season and finished 6th in the regular season, but that group was good enough to win the regular season, and that group was only good enough to finish 6th, but their connection together was as good as it could be. And I still reflect back onto year one we were here and what we ended up with, and we had 8 scholarship players and 2 walk-ons. And, you know, we were in Rice recently and played down there, and I still walk into that locker room, and it brings joy to me about how connected that team was at year one when we got to the end of that season and we won 8 games. But that was the potential of that group at that time. But the connection and just the feel of some of those guys being part of that and achieving what they achieved, that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about for me.
East Carolina guard R.J. Felton's having a fantastic year for the Pirates, averaging around 16 points per game, shoots especially well on the road. What's the key to slowing him down offensively?
Yeah, it'll take collective effort. You know, we'll obviously game plan for them and everybody else. But, you know, he's very aggressive, gets downhill, can really shoot the ball. You know, good athlete, good frame. He's been there for a long time, so he's obviously got a tremendous amount of pride for his program and being there. And, yeah, we'll just try and make it as tough as we possibly can, like we do every week and every game. So, yeah, we'll have to be what we are. You know, we're going to need to be physical and competitive and relentless, and you know, that's how we'll approach the game.
I know I just talked about how the moment is sort of in the background for you, but do you have any words for the Fernville Fanatics outside of Halton?
I mean, I'm just excited that the student body is having an unbelievable experience, and you know, the camp out tonight and getting ready for the game. I mean, that's awesome, man. Like, you know, because I know there are past alums here that talk about those days, and I've heard them talk to me about that, and that was an unbelievable life experience for them that they talk about. Well, you know, these students that are going to do that, well, that's what they're going to talk about down the track, and reflect back on that experience and being part of this, and how much pride and joy you have representing your program and your school, your university, and really have a sense of pride, you know, like, and I think that's what is exciting that's being created at the moment, and hopefully we can keep it rolling, and they can have those experiences for the rest of their life.
Coach Nigo, I have the North Star question. Charlotte hasn't been to the tournament in almost 2 decades. You're really hot right now. Are you starting to think about that North Star?
No. No, not at all. It just, and I know it's very cliche, but it's just every day. We just try and come in and work really hard. You can ask the guys. I talk about it all the time. You know, I'm pretty vanilla when it comes to that type of thing. It just comes back to what I've been saying to you is, you know, we've got to work really hard, and the guys are going to be held accountable to doing it. And if you do that stuff day after day, you will get better, we will get better, and we'll put ourselves in a position to, you know, to hopefully have some success, you know, and that's what we hope for. But we obviously have goals, but the goal for us is just to try and play the best basketball that this group can play at the right time of the year, because I've been part of teams too that play really good basketball like right now, and at the wrong time they're not playing well enough, you know, and that's the challenge, and that's what's really difficult.
All right, Igor, let's pretend Coach has earplugs in his ears. Are you guys thinking about the NCAA tournament? Are you thinking about that North Star? When you're in your dorm room, when you're going to Chipotle, are you thinking about that?
Nah, I mean, like Coach said, we're focused on the next game. Of course, we wanna compete, and we wanna win every game, and we hope that we win, and we believe that. But yeah, nah, the postseason is so far away. You know, we're not even halfway through the conference play, and we can't really take our minds off the next game or ECU now or the game after that. So no, we don't really think about it. We think about the next game and to do our best to win the next game.
Thank you all for coming out. That concludes this press conference. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.